Welcome back, everybody, to another episode. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. We have some stuff to talk about. We got the Richard Hart interview, the secret Richard Hart interview, which nobody really knew about, but turns out he was interviewed and he said Pulsechain could be launching in 1 to 3 weeks. And people thought that the interview just came out recently, like it just happened maybe today or yesterday, but it's looking more like it took place around the time of the Hex conference, which was like 3 weeks ago. So Pulsechain V3 should be launched by now. But it seems like it's not. But does that mean it's going to launch in like a couple days? That's really the question. It's the big thing going around. But like literally nothing really going on. This is what they mean by bear market. Nothing exciting, not much going on, but there is stuff going on, but not much. Sideways price action. This is the accumulation zone, seemingly. It seems a lot easier to accumulate during the bull market. It seems a lot easier to accumulate during what people look at now as the accumulation zone. But then once you get to the accumulation zone, everyone thinks that we're headed lower, and then it's the accumulation zone, and then we get left behind. So I don't know. Not necessarily that easy, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cover. So is anyone alive in the chat? What's going on, chat? We got 7 watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. But we got the Bitcoin chart. Obviously, Bitcoin has gotten a little bounce. And it looks like we really caught some support at that level over here. The once previous resistance was broken through and is now holding as support, which is very bullish. But if it breaks the support, it's very bearish. Like that, huh? TA right there. But yeah, we're at 23,103. Holding that support rather well. Looked back up yesterday, and now we got a green candle. So we hold the support. We could be heading as high as now $28,000 Bitcoin. Do I think it's going to happen? Yeah, I think it's going to happen. Personally, in my opinion. Then that's when we could start looking for a pullback. But the rally is again overdue, like I keep on saying. We finally broke out. We deserve $28,000 Bitcoin, at least until there's a pullback. Is the pullback going to go beneath 15,500? I don't think so. It's getting very hard for me to see why. But we have the FOMC today, right? Today is the FOMC. When's Powell speaking? Tomorrow, possibly. And then we'll have definitely a better idea. I think 25 basis point rate hike. 25 points. And yeah, 25 down from 50 is very, very bullish. If it's 50, it's very, very bearish. So you want to know whether Bitcoin is going to hold this support or not. It's the difference of 25 and 50 basis points. And everybody, I think the market's pricing in 25. The market's pricing in 25. then 50 basis points would be very bearish. Fair enough. But yeah, that's really the take for Bitcoin right there. Nothing like crazy going on, but I don't know. What do you guys in the chat think we're going to get? Are we going to get 25, 50, or maybe 0? And also, will it be the last 25? Because the Canadian Central Bank said that this 25 basis point rate hike is the last 25 basis point rate hikes. And that's it. That's it. So I was talking to one of the guys in the Patreon. Very, very nice, very smart guy, successful real estate investor. He said people are starting to buy property. People are starting to buy property. You know, things are looking like they're turning around. So if this is the last one, I think we could already have like these massive rips. We could even go up to like 30,000. But I think it is very clear that Jerome Powell is being very, very cautious. And even if it were the last one, he wouldn't say it was. And I think he's going to say we're going to have one more, at least, if not two. But I think it's this one and then one or two more. That also depends on the CPI. If the CPI gets a lot lower, then they're for sure going to, then there's no more 25. So we're at 6.5. 6.5 goes down to 5.6, 5.7. I can't imagine a 50 basis point rate hike. But if it goes up, then I don't know. Then things will start turning around. I might have to flip bearish. But I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments? But yeah, that's really it for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the chat. We got completion fails. Furu Finance GT Gutsy stream. Thanks for the stream. Gutsy brother. Thanks for the stream. Pleasure, bro. A long day ago. Hello, I finally caught you live from the beginning. Thank you for the great content. Thank you for the kind words. And thank you for tuning in live. Really appreciate that. But yeah, I guess that's really it for Bitcoin. If you guys want to put in the chat what you guys think we're going to see, I'd love that. Then we got Hex. Hex is at 2.6. Also up a little bit. And this is what we mean when, this is what I mean when I say Hex is tracking Bitcoin. Although the price changes aren't the same, and obviously the price isn't the same, they move in tandem. When Hex goes up, when Bitcoin goes up, Hex goes up because Ethereum goes up. It's clear that Hex is not the exception to Hart's law any longer. But we are holding above that resistance as well at 2.699 cents, fighting the next level of resistance. And if we could get above that, then we should be headed for higher prices. We should be headed for maybe 5-6 cent Hex. And testnet V3 target, 8 cents. 5-6 cent Hex will be the testnet V3 target, which testnet V3 should be coming out very soon. Should be coming out within a month, the latest. We've been waiting way too long, guys. It's got to happen. It's gonna happen. The question is when. It's not if. And we're a year late, so should be happening. But yeah, no big price action. Everything's been relatively boring. Maybe if we check the 4-hour chart. Look at that. Shows we're above the resistance on a gap candle in the 4-hour. Again, so this is our bottom here. Are we going below that 1.70 bottom? It's definitely more likely that Bitcoin bottomed than Hex bottomed, but Hex may have bottomed too. And again, is Richard Hart's 11K call preventing people from coming into Hex? I don't know how you could expect people to buy Hex right now if they believe it's going to 11K, just considering the green days for Bitcoin and the green days for Hex are the same. I don't know. Unless there's a V3 testnet or mainnet launch, I cannot imagine anybody with some serious cash going heavy into Hex right now, because they think it's going back to 11K because Richard Hart said so. And obviously there's a lot of support behind Richard Hart in the Hex community, as there should be, but that could be hurting Hex, possibly. So I don't know if it's a good idea, but it could be that he's really right and it's going back to 11K, and it will be helping Hexicans because they're really going to get in at 11K. But irrespective of whether we hit 11K or not, I think if we get a mainnet launch, then we for sure bottomed, and we don't know when that's going to happen. That could lead to the decorrelation that people are thinking about. A mainnet launch could lead to the decorrelation that everyone's talking about, at least for a brief period of time. But for now, looks like we're correlated. And yeah, that's it for Hex. Technical analysis. We got a green-ish day. Again, that threshold token. Phantom, DYDX, Doge. I don't know what these things are. Lido, I know. Litecoin, LRC. Yeah, I guess overall more green, but just boring. And Hex daily stats. We got Hex daily stats. Checking it on the daily. 12.6 increase in T-share rate. 6.3 payout per T-share. Not bad. I want to start seeing 7. I think that's going to happen soon. 44 changing current holders and 48 changing current stakers. So that's not bad. Not bad at all for a bear market. But yeah, I guess that's really it for the numbers. Are you guys saying anything in the chat? Let's just check out the chat and see what you guys are saying. Hodl Yoda. Welcome to the show, Hodl Yoda. Please like and subscribe. I heard Richard Hart guesstimates that his blockchain will launch in weeks, like 3 weeks or so. Yes, we're going to cover that. Metastang said, "Good day, Furu. Good day, Metastang. Thanks for tuning in. Always enjoy having you in the chat." But yeah, let's just get to Twitter, see what's going on there. Oh, actually, before we do, we got a couple of TikTokers. We need to give credit where credit is due. We have to shout out the people that are active in the Hex TikTok and YouTube Shorts chat, which I'm active in. You want to message me or whatever, just go to Hex TikTok. Don't message me about things that aren't TikTok related in there. If you want to message me, you could become a Patreon. But if you want to message me about TikTok and YouTube Shorts related stuff, you can get in the Telegram. So let me just post the link in the chat. We are at right now 217 members. And there are people there that are very active on there, constantly posting and constantly posting and constantly, helping each other out, like just giving each other tips on what works, what doesn't work, anything related to TikToks. And a lot of people are saying that they've seen a considerable increase in activity on their feed of Hex related topics and Richard Hart stuff. So these people are doing a great job. They deserve a shout out. VRD Hex. Are you following at VRD Hex? Go follow at VRD Hex. Get your phones out right now. Go to TikTok and type in these handles and follow them, and then like all their posts. You are doing a good thing, not just for them, but for Hex, for the Hex price, for virality. This is where virality happens. Remember, this is where virality happens. So get your phones out and start supporting these people, because if they don't get supported, then they're not going to continue doing what they're doing. People need to feel like they're making a difference. And if nobody cares, then definitely doesn't feel like they're making a difference. So follow VRD Hex. Follow Seek5555. He's been incredible. I actually was in the comment section of one of his live streams, which was awesome, but he is posting regularly. So go follow Seek5555 on TikTok today. High quality content. He's doing the right stuff with the video games, and Richard Hart on Top Talking. Proven very effective. So go follow Seek5555. Then we got Nico H Education, time_2_educate. Give him a follow. Very active, regularly posting. Also, go take your phone out right now. Go to Time to Educate. Type it in your phone. And go follow him. And then go scroll through his feed and like and repost and comment on everything. Because when you like and repost and comment, engagement gets driven up. And the TikTok algorithm throttles it to virality. It promotes it more. Promotes more of what people like, not of what people don't like or don't watch. So follow him. Then you follow Crypto Truth at Crypto Truth. He was actually on the RH Max show with me. He's got some great quality content. He's only got 76 followers. We got to bump those numbers up. Go give him a follow at Crypto Truth. And last but not least is Crypto Godwell. This is actually, you guys may know him on Twitter. He's Gold Key. This is the Maximus DAO guy. He's been posting some quality TikToks. This one is incredible. He does the video game footage. This is great promotional content for Richard Hart. You see over here, this one got 32.9 thousand views, 19.1 thousand. Go follow Crypto God Whale on TikTok. Some excellent content there. And this is his Twitter at goldkey3y. He is one of the founders of Maximus DAO. 8,559 followers. He doesn't have to be on TikTok, but he does it because he knows it's the right thing. So big shout out to Gold Key. Go follow at Gold Key on TikTok and Twitter. But yeah, that's really it for the TikTok stuff. Now we can get into the Pulsechain stuff. First up, we got everyone's talking about this. There's a Cyber Arena NFT video game. I don't know what that is, but they got 26,000 followers. Cyber Arena Metaverse, first ever real fight online multiplayer P2E fighter game with blockchain technology. Yeah, so Richard Hart is one of the characters, and not only do they have him in that suit, but they have him doing the twerking. So so stupid. Yeah, so they're making a big deal about that on Twitter. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, that does mean that again, the outrage marketing is effective. So anybody that's wondering whether or not the outrage marketing is effective, go look at this video game. Obviously, go look at the millions of views that Richard Hart's getting on TikTok, I'm sorry, and tell me it's not effective. I actually tweeted the video from my live stream with the Hexiest Man Alive, and I was showing you Jack Explains Crypto. He has videos of Richard Hart, wearing those outrageous garments, getting over 100,000, sometimes 200,000 views a pop. So I think the man knows what he's doing, as the Hexiest Man in the world says. But that's cool. Then this is with regard to the Bitcoin cycles. So your friend Sami said more than 50% of Bitcoin on chain is sitting in a loss. That's how deep the Bitcoin crash was. Historically, when that many people go offside, it marks a bottom. Weak hands get tested. I think Bitcoin will see better days, even better for Ethereum and strong crypto like Hex. But there you go. Again, these people are more than 50% of people are sitting in a loss. And that means that the people that are in a loss and holding Bitcoin have not sold. So is another 25%, 50% correction going to make them sell? I don't think so. I don't think so, man. think the bottom is in my non-financial advice opinion. But a big contributing factor to whether or not the bottom is in is going to be what the Fed does. So we're going to be looking closely at that. 25 or 50. Maybe the bottom being in is the difference between 25 basis point rate hikes, 25, rate hikes, 25 basis points, or 50. That could be a deciding factor. And also just the inflation, the CPI. So a lot of the things that are going to put, I think it's going to turn out all right. And then more Sami. Sami's been actively tweeting good stuff. None of this like Pulsechain cheerleading and hopium that V3 is coming out tomorrow, which unfortunately there's too much of. But I guess it's not such a bad thing that people are tweeting about. It's just not worthwhile to cover, in my opinion. There we go. Price chart doesn't care about utility. It only cares about what people want to buy. Nobody used Bitcoin or Dogecoin for anything, but they still went up 100x, and many other crypto too. Find the crypto communities that are small and you think can grow bigger. And I agree. And there, look, he's got the RH community right there. He also likes some other cryptos, but they are quality cryptos. That's what I like. Like, you don't have to be an RH maximalist if you're into quality cryptos, except for maybe Poor Pleb, but obviously that's a meme. So Ethereum, Chainlink, Uni, and Aave, like, that's quality. So yeah, nobody's getting mad at him. You can give that a like and a retweet. So yeah, people that say that the Hex community, they don't let anybody in. It's like, no, they're more, for like these random people that come out of nowhere with this new token. They're going to be considerably more reluctant to letting them in, just because the overwhelming majority of them are scammers or just failed or soon to be failed projects, because most things in crypto don't make it. But I don't think anyone's like oblivious to quality cryptos. Just don't feel like the returns are going to be that high, or I just feel like Hex is better. Hex is going to outperform. That's ultimately what matters. Yeah, but shout out to Sami. And another thing with regard to where we are in the cycle. So he talks about the problem with this time is different, is that you can argue for any side during each point of the cycle. Bitcoin hit lowest monthly RSI in history. Wow. It's now cooling off into Bitcoin halving pre-run. Is this time different? Sideline retailers are in disbelief. So he's showing the RSI, which is the relative strength index. I think it shows like momentum. It shows basically oversold and overbought levels. So if it's like really high, it's supposed to be indicative that something's overbought. And if it's really low, it's supposed to be oversold. Right now, we are the most oversold in history, according to this metric. And that should mean that we're only going up from here. Especially, it's already showed indications that, which correlates with price rise, that it's coming out of it. True, it could just come right back down and then consolidate and then go back up. So it's not really the most reliable indicator. But he's saying this time was different. People, is this time different? It would only be different if, let's say, the Fed stays risk off like through 2024. But it's not looking like that. So I tend to have to agree with this. I am stuck having to tend to agree with Sami, which I happen to tend to agree with so many times because he provides some excellent information, including here. I think we're very oversold, and I think we're going to see a lot of upside in my non-financial advice opinion. And another thing that I figure I'd mention is today I actually had a one-on-one, and you too could have a free one-on-one. It was one of the free ones. You just go to furufinance.com, schedule your free call today. Schedule it today. Press schedule your free call. Book now. It's free. And then you just pick a date and time that's available. That's all it is. Pick a date and time that's available, and we can get it done. But the point is that we were this very nice guy. We were talking about whether or not, you know, what you should have in stable coins relative to liquid hex, because stable coins, again, like I said, protect you from the volatility of the market. And I actually said, I'm like, you must have been listening to my show, because I was the guy that said not to put everything into liquid hex because you could lose your buying power. And he's like, yes. And then I said, actually, it's very interesting because I have been, not completely, but I have been trading some of my stable coins for liquid hex, meaning I've been increasingly going from my stablecoin position to liquid hex position, DCAing, obviously not doing anything crazy, but just because I think the risk is more to the upside now. At 7-8 cents, I said there's a lot of risk to the downside. Now I think the risk is looking like it's to the upside, especially on top of all like the macros and cycles and things like that. For Hex, you have a Pulsechain launch, which is likely going to lead to a pump. I think everyone agrees on that. And a lot of people would say, oh, yeah, but it's going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing, right? The Pulsechain launch is going to be buy the rumor, sell the news. So, like, you don't want to be on liquid hex, or you want to sell it early. But even the sell the news, I think there's a very good chance that the sell the news is still going to be above the current price. So, meaning, let's say Pulsechain launches at 15-cent hex. And then, Richard Hart says we're launching in 1 week. So everyone quickly buys so they can get the copy. It goes up to 15, and then Pulsechain actually launches, sell the news, and it goes down to 7, 8. That's still considerably better than the position we're in now. And I could see that as a very likely scenario. But yeah, that was actually very interesting. And a testament to my confidence in the future, in the short-term future of crypto, as well as the long-term future. But yeah, go book your free session at furufinance.com. Get that done today, actually right now, in fact. But that was really cool. That was something that's interesting. And obviously, I wouldn't go completely risk on, meaning I still have some stables because I respect Richard Hart's calls, and he's saying 11K. But I'm definitely getting more bullish. And I think the worst is behind us. I think FTX was the worst, but who knows? And also, the Mt. Gox has been delayed till September this year. So unless you want to say the bottom is going to be in September, which I think is a stretch to say the least. So Richard Hart, another reason he said we're going 11K is because the Mt. Gox unlocks. That was brought over to September. So maybe even Richard Hart doesn't believe in 11K anymore. So you still have Digital Currency Group, and obviously there's always the potential for black swans. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. Go to furufinance.com and schedule your free one-on-one. But moving on, we got Pulsechain is around the corner. The price sentiment will depend on how well Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing. For now, there are over 30 million USD of stablecoins ETH plus ETH, which are sitting in addresses that hold Hex. They might use this spare ammo to get P-Hex. That's a great point. To get E-Hex, maybe. But yeah, I'm not going to read this, but it's actually pretty funny. And for all those women out there saying that they're talking to a dev, and people mentioned this before, for all the women out there saying that they're talking to a dev, it's like many of them are very good looking, and I think they're going to try and want to maybe lead you on to things that aren't necessarily true because they just want to talk to you and maybe get other things out of you that we don't have to talk about. But yeah, that's funny as it relates to that. And there's a lot of money in stable coins, and they're probably not waiting to get P-Hex. I hope they're not, because if they get I think it would be a bad decision, because if you get E-Hex, then you get P-Hex as well. So if you get E-Hex now, you get P-Hex as well. If you wait till P-Hex launches, then you only get P-Hex. So I think they're probably waiting till Pulsechain launch gets closer. That was another thing we talked about during the one-on-one, which you could book today at furufinance.com, which was that if you just wait to buy P-Hex, I doubt it's going to be pennies on the dollar to E-Hex. So you're taking a very big risk, because even if PX is cheaper, is it going to be, it might be cheaper than EHEX, but is it saying even if PHEX is, let's say, cheaper, how much cheaper is it going to be? And what's the price of EHEX going to be then compared to now? So the price of EHEX might be considerably higher. So you would have missed out on those mad gains. And not only is the price going to be higher, but you are getting PHEX now. So once Pulsechain launches, you're only getting PHEX if you buy PHEX. And I doubt it's going to be that much cheaper, because if it's that much cheaper, then everybody's going to buy it. And then it won't be that much cheaper. So maybe it'll be a little bit cheaper, but you're probably going to miss out on considerable gains from the run-up before the launch, if that makes sense. But yeah, no, that's some interesting stuff. And then we got KDP. So this is the thing that everyone wants to know about. You had Richard Hart saying that Pulsechain is going to be out within 1 to 3 weeks on an interview that was released yesterday. So everyone thinks that's 1 to 3 weeks from yesterday. Testnet v3 is going to be released. But it turns out that this was actually probably from an interview around the time of the Hex conference, is from my understanding. One, because of the background, and two, that's what people in the comment section are saying. So people are like saying, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. But on the other hand, now that we're over 3 weeks away from the Hex conference when this interview occurred, doesn't that mean that we're closer? Like maybe the Pulsechain launch is going to be within the next couple of days, because that time period has passed. So maybe people shouldn't be upset. Maybe people should be even more bullish. But at the same time, Richard Hart also says this doesn't really mean anything, this time frame. It's probably not going to be accurate. But he said 1 to 3 weeks, and that's passed now. So you should be even happier. Because if he said it now, then you'd have to wait 1 to 3 weeks. But now that he said it 3 weeks ago, Pulsechain should be here shortly. But regardless, it's probably not going to be here. Based on what he released, the pictures, the screenshots, whatever that he released, people are estimating that everything that needs to be done for Testnet v3 will probably be done February, March. So let's say Testnet v3 February or March. But yeah, that was really that for the latest Pulsechain updates. We could play it if you guys want. Just remove this. Stop screen. Present. Share screen. Chrome tab.
Well, the status is quite simply, we're basically done refactoring all the integers to fit our larger by, I think, 1 million X supply over Ethereum, which blew out most of the storage slots. So, we were happy to launch with, I think, Geth and Prism as our primary clients for consensus and execution. However, we discovered that the most popular and good block explorer requires Lighthouse and Aragon. And so we also had to do all the integer expansions for Lighthouse and Aragon. And so probably we're going to be supporting 4 clients off the bat. Those 4: Prism, Lighthouse, Aragon, Geth. And so they just finished the expansion for the slots on Aragon and Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
And that will allow us to launch public v3.
So when is that going to happen?
All of my time estimates are useless. They're all garbage.
Ballpark or a range?
Weeks, 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
I guess
not like 6 months.
Could be next week.
Not 12 months.
No. I mean, this shit is like, in my opinion, very close to launch. But caveat: every time estimate I've ever had has been wrong.
Okay.
And I've been warning about that forever because, my devs give me estimates and then they're wrong, and then I give you estimate and then I'm wrong because they're wrong. I don't really have any estimate of my own. I mean, I guess this isn't from devs. This one is from me. I'm just guessing this one.
No, listen, I like that. You're talking to a guy who has a roadmap, and I'm wrong by a couple months, and the people eat me out. Oh, sorry, that's bad.
Yeah, dude. Always like it's
eat me out.
You're not gonna see software launched on time. That's not something that happens. It just never happens.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So we said maybe 2 weeks ago, 1 to 3 weeks. So maybe people should be more bullish than him saying yesterday, 1 to 3 weeks. But at the same time, he said that the time estimate is useless. So, but also another thing to take out from that, from the people that think it's ready. He's just waiting to for the bottom of the market. He's waiting for 11K. It's obviously not ready. He's giving updates on things that have happened and things that need to happen, unless you want to say he's lying about all that, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. So I think that takes care of he has it already. He's just waiting for the bottom argument. I think that's ridiculous. And I've been saying that for a while. So yeah, that's everything as far as that. Next up, we have our main story, which is the U.S. Senator's resolution to encourages capital gift shops to accept cryptocurrency. So it was for a different day, but didn't end up getting around to that. So figured not much going on. May as well cover it today. But before that, just remember, you can schedule a free one-on-one today at furufinance.com. Just schedule your free call. Link in the chat. But let's just go take a look at what you guys are saying. Before we go to our featured story, 27 watching. If you're enjoying the show, please like and subscribe to the channel. But what do we have? Mr. Yo-Yo says, when moon? End of 2023, beginning 2024, in my opinion, not financial advice. So do you really think people who watch TikTok invest in stocks and crypto? Absolutely. Absolutely. 1, 2, even if it's kids, their parents do. So that raises awareness. 3, yeah. While people that are posting on TikTok might be kids, the people that watch TikTok are often of an older demographic. They just don't get the posting. So I'd say absolutely. It's very, very big for businesses these days to be on TikTok. And so, yeah, they definitely do invest in. It's a huge, just type in hashtag Bitcoin on TikTok. You're going to get billions of videos, or billions of videos that it says like 1.8, maybe billions of views. I'm sorry, maybe billions of views on that hashtag. So yes, there's billions of views on the hashtag of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe hundreds of millions for XRP, SHIB, Doge. Then absolutely, and you could target them using those hashtags. So absolutely. Current holders for Hex 317,459. Anyone know what this was 1 year ago? We could check right now if you want.
Sorry about that. Yeah, thanks for saying that. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just have to go with the webcam sound, guys. I don't know. We don't have to go through that all again. So, hello? Okay. Where did I leave off? Since Red Squirrel comment. Oh man. Darn it. Okay. Wrong about the economy, ignoring the macro. So what I said was basically, I think I'm very much not ignoring the macro. I think I'm taking into account, and the macro is looking bullish, right? Inflation's coming down is bullish. Rate hikes coming down is bullish. Now people are saying there's Google laid off people. That's what happened. Google laid off people. That has happened. We're looking into the future. Does that mean that they're going to continue laying off people? That unemployment's going to skyrocket? It doesn't mean that. And you could even argue that even if unemployment goes up, it might be more bullish because the Fed's going to have to go back to printing. But yeah, I should change the audio. Try this one more time. All right, just use this. But yeah, so you're saying there's another 50% downside to go. I disagree, but I could be wrong. Michael Miller, if you missed the PulseX, how would you best prepare for the pre-launch, and when would you get into the PLS post-launch? So I mean, it really depends on you, a lot of it, but you want to have either you want to have some allocation of USDC and liquid hex to buy PLS. You probably want to have some that you're going to buy right away, some DCA, and some for maybe your ratio trading. Schedule a free one-on-one today for more information, and we could go over that in your free call at furufinance.com. So make sure you get on that. Great question. Go to furufinance.com. And Sweegie says Richard Hart was not about testnet v3 out in 3 weeks. Yeah, if Richard Hart doesn't know, then there's no way I or anybody would know. So Frank, welcome. Frank, thank you for tuning in. Frank is a patron, so appreciate your support, and I appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, so I guess sorry about the microphone situation. Let's go into the main story. Please like and subscribe. Main story is U.S. Senator resolution encourages capital gift shops to accept cryptocurrency. U.S. lawmaker has introduced a resolution that encourages capital gift shops to accept cryptocurrency payments. He stressed that lawmakers should increase accessibility and signal our support for the burgeoning cryptocurrency industry to those who visit Capitol Hill. So U.S. Senator Ted Cruz announced Thursday that he has reintroduced the adopting cryptocurrency in Congress as an exchange of payment for transaction, accept resolution.
Cruz first introduced this resolution in November 2021. The senator from Texas says cryptocurrency is generating new jobs, encouraging entrepreneurs to invent new values, and creating new hedges against inflation. That ended up not really being so true, but still, and presenting new opportunities, it is increasingly being used as a secure form of payment for goods and services. This is precisely why we here at the United States Capitol should increase accessibility and signal our support for the burgeoning cryptocurrency industry to those who visit Capitol Hill, he explained. Senator Cruz explained that this bill would require the architect of the Capitol, Secretary of the Senate, and the Chief Administrative Officer of the House of Representatives to encourage Capitol gift shops to accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment. It also required to enter into contracts with vendors to accept cryptocurrency as payment for food service and in vending machines within the Capitol complex. Cruz further said, an added advantage of using cryptocurrency as a form of payment in the Capitol is that it would provide foreign tourists who visit our nation's capital each year with a safe and secure payment option without the need to pay unnecessary and often costly currency exchange fees. Well, you might actually be paying a lot in transaction fees. Might actually, using Bitcoin or Ethereum, especially during a bull market, might be quite costly, more costly than exchange fees. But the lawmaker has long been a pro-Bitcoin senator. In May last year, he said he is incredibly bullish on Bitcoin. Top. I have a weekly buy that's an automatic buy every week of Bitcoin because I believe in dollar cost averaging. He noted at the time. Senator Cruz also introduced a bill in April last year to prohibit the Federal Reserve from developing a direct-to-consumer central bank digital currency, which could be used as a financial surveillance tool by the federal government, similar to what is currently happening in China. That's cool that he's not into CBDCs, but he's still into crypto. So what does this mean for crypto, guys? What does this mean for crypto that sorry, I didn't even share a screen, whatever, but what does this mean for crypto that the senators are encouraging for payments are encouraging payments to be made at the Capitol gift shop? It doesn't really mean much per se in terms of adoption. I mean, it does though, because seeing that senators, lawmakers are friendly towards crypto, I think is very bullish. I think that is indicative of further adoption, but in and of itself being used to buy things and sell things, it's not a good payment system. What people don't realize is that every single transaction is taxable. So if you paid for something at the Capitol Hill gift shop or in the cafeteria or whatever, you're going to have to be paying a capital gains or capital loss on that transaction, which you don't have to in US dollars. It's also very volatile. So crypto is not really a good currency. Maybe one day there will be a cryptocurrency that is a good currency, but currently cryptocurrency is a very bad currency. Currency is meant to be spent. You don't want to spend something that goes up 10,000x in under 2 years. So it is good though, because it will pique more people's interest into crypto. And it is indicative that regulators are more benevolent towards crypto. So I think that is very, very bullish. And when Bitcoin gets adopted, when Ethereum gets adopted, that means the altcoins get adopted. Because when people are more familiar with centralized and decentralized exchanges and self-custody, they can use Bitcoin and Ethereum as a gateway into Hex. So that's very bullish for Hex. He's been bullish. He's been into crypto for a while, Ted Cruz, but it's good to see lawmakers being into it. Let's see if this passes. Maybe it will pass. Maybe it won't though, because everyone has such a bad taste of cryptocurrency in their mouth right now. So perhaps it won't actually, in fact, pass. But yeah, I guess that's really it as far as the resolution. Again, we're in the bear market, and people are frustrated. There's not much going on, and especially because we kind of reached that point where the sell pressure has really leveled out, and we're not having this crazy volatility. Normally the news comes in, massive news comes in when there's massive sells and massive buys because people are looking for narratives. It's when there isn't massive sells and buys, which is right now, where there's not much news going on. So it's frustrating. Feels like forever since we were at that time where everybody was just getting doubles and quadruples on their bags, just going into the random crypto that people got the tip on from Twitter. So it is frustrating. It makes for poor content for the show. But in a way, it's a good thing because it's a good time to accumulate, in my opinion. And obviously not financial advice. None of this is financial advice. But I think that's going to change soon. I think we have a lot of good things coming up, especially in the niche that we're in. There's a lot happening. Even though nothing has happened yet, there is a lot to happen. And I think that it's not the end of the bull market. It's not the beginning of the bull market. It's the beginning of the end of the bear market. Sorry. It's not the beginning of the bear market. It's not the end of the bear market. It's the beginning of the end of the bear market. And I think maybe we'll have a couple months more of this boring sideways action for the most part. And then I think things are going to start getting excited. But we'll have to go wait and see for that. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions or anything you wanted to talk about in the chat, apologize for the audio issues. I think it's because I plugged and unplugged my headphones during the show. I think that affects the audio. Let me see if I could maybe plug back in the headphones. Maybe it'll work. Testing. Oh, there we go. Okay. We're back. But yeah, I'm just continue to dollar cost average. I think now's really the time to really make sure that you have income that you can take care of yourself, but also buy crypto with. Now's not the time to quit your day job, to say the least. But we got 27 watching. So if you're enjoying the show, like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at Furu Finance. And then obviously just go to furufinance.com. You know, actually, so interesting. A lot of people have been booking the free one-on-one at furufinance.com. And surprisingly, a lot of them are completely not staked. And they're looking to play the casino during when Pulsechain launches. Like they're completely liquid Hex or, liquid US dollars, USDC, things like that. And they're completely looking to play the casino. So it's important, even if you want a ratio trade, you should have some laddered out just to sort of like in that safe space where despite you doing stupid things or potentially doing stupid things, you know that you can't do anything stupid with what's locked up for the next 5, 10, 15 years. But it's important. It's important to book a free call today and learn more about how to approach the Pulsechain launch strategy in a non-financial advice way. But Frank says, schedule a free consultation, guys. I got a ton out of it. Oh, thank you, Frank. I appreciate that. And I really enjoyed talking to you. It went a lot more than the 15 minutes, but that was fine. And he became a patron. So that was awesome. And Frank is awesome. But yeah, go to furufinance.com today. But yeah, I guess it's looking like that's really it. If you guys have any questions, you can ask them now. If you have any super chats, you can send them now. But it's looking like not. So again, I want to repeat, go to furufinance.com. Link is in the description. and schedule it today. But I will see you guys tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, like, subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.